crypto investors have for me. They ask me, how can I, yes, how can you safely and legally pay zero federal income taxes on all of your cryptocurrency gains? And I'm going to show you the answer for you in this book, The Internal Revenue Code, the federal tax laws, directly from the horse's mouth. This is the laws that the IRS is supposedly following. Over 10,000 pages of gobbledygook minutia, tiny fonts of confusion they deliberately set for you to make you a slave. I'm going to free you by going through this labyrinth of confusion, simplify it as simple as it can be made, so you will all understand how you can legally and safely pay zero taxes on your crypto gains forever. So let's go right here to the website, okay, of the IRS, okay, and look at the 1040 form. This 1040 U.S. individual income tax return form has on the very front page, below your address, a digital asset question. This long question you have to answer yes or no. Well, guess what? It's a trap. You want to avoid this cryptocurrency trap because the digital asset question asks you if you've sold in any way cryptocurrency, yes or no, and you have to sign out under penalties of perjury, under oath. What does that mean? I will tell you, because you have a bad choice in front of you with this question IRS has put on the first page to make sure they get you one way or another. And I will show you how to get out of this whole dilemma the IRS has set for you. Yes, you'll be audited. Yeah, that's right. You see a cartoon there? It's real. If you say yes, they may audit you, and you will have to prove to the IRS that you're innocent. You want to go to audit the IRS? And let me tell you something else. Right now, I'm helping somebody who transferred over $200,000 from his exchange wallet to his own private wallet. And IRS says, you sold this to somebody, but it was really a transfer into his own wallet. He didn't sell it. So how would he prove that that wallet, the second one, is really his own? Because wallets are anonymous. You're in a terrible shape. You could have transferred from your exchange like Coinbase and Kraken into your private wallet for privacy, because if the IRS treats it as a sale because your crypto exchange, Coinbase, Kraken, or whoever, sold out on you and will send a 1099 form to the IRS saying you sold it to this other place. So how do you handle these problems? Okay, you cannot prove your innocence, right? So I'm going to show you how to handle this thing. And I want to show you, here's the truth. Sign here on the 1040 form. It does say under penalties of perjury. And you do declare that everything on the form is true, correct, and complete. And guess what? You don't fill out this form. TurboTax, H&R Block, an accountant, bookkeeper, or tax attorney, they fill out the form, but they are not in trouble. You are in trouble for having somebody else fill out the form for you that you don't even understand. Is that crazy? And again, you have to say yes or no to this terrible question. Now, if you say no, it gets even worse. Let me show you. This is on our website, freedomlawschool.org. When you file a 1040 income tax form or any federal tax form, you give up the right to your most private and sensitive financial information to the IRS, like your cryptocurrency, where you have it, how much is there. The IRS can then use these documents as evidence against you in a court of law, which can then force you to prove all expenses, deductions, and credits that you claim on your tax form. And if you cannot prove such expenses, deductions, and credits, you will end up paying a lot more money to the IRS, or even be sentenced to lengthy prison terms. As I said, if they audit you, it's very difficult to prove that you're actually didn't have any income, right? Because sometimes you just transfer to your wallet, or you exchange it from one cryptocurrency to another. You have to figure out the gain on that math formula. Oh my gosh, what a headache. Can you find any really smart accountants that are that good in math to figure out all the math of cryptocurrency, how much this one cost, how much this one sold? You had bought cryptocurrency here at different prices. Which one of those is a cost basis when you sold the crypto or you liquidated it? Figure out how much this one cost, that one cost, that one cost, how much you sold it for. It's an unbelievable complex math formula, which me, a math guy, would hate to do. But that's what you're faced with. But it gets worse with the criminal case now. Okay? You open yourself up to 3 separate tax crime charges for each 1040 IRS form or other document that you file with the IRS. Yep. 3 crimes, folks, because you signed that doggone piece of paper. Yeah. Let me go over that with you. Attempting to evade or defeat a tax, or tax evasion, sending you to prison for up to 5 years for each 1040 form or the document per Internal Revenue Code section 7201. Various forms of fraud and false statements, okay, because your statement was false, right? You said you had no crypto, you lied. That's fraud. That's false statement when you try to hide and not tell the IRS about your crypto, right? Sending you to prison for up to 3 years for each 1040 form or other documents per Internal Revenue Code section 7206. Third, filing fraudulent returns, statements, or other documents, sending you to prison for up to 1 year for each 1040 form or the document per Internal Revenue Code section 7207. This can add up to 9 years for each IRS 1040 income tax form or other tax documents. Isn't that ridiculous? 9 years for simply signing a piece of paper your tax attorney, CPA, professional told you. You better sign to be safe. If you don't, you'll get in trouble with the IRS. You better sign that 1040 form. Your professional CPA tax attorney tells you because he knows the law, right? Did he tell you about this to you? No, because he's incompetent. He doesn't know the law, as you shall see. Since the IRS usually waits until a taxpayer has filed several years of income tax forms before charging them, this can easily add up to more years in prison than the maximum sentence for many violent crime laws. That's right. 5 years if you do the same thing on a 1040 form, that's up to 45 years of prison. Just because you signed that doggone piece of paper, your CPA tax attorney told you it's harmless. You better do it just to be safe and not get in trouble with the IRS. Of course, they make a lot of money off of you, putting the rope around your neck, right? Also, you give up your Fifth Amendment constitutional right to be silent and not give any information to the government that they could use to put you in prison. That's right, folks. Even O.J. Simpson, tried for murder at his trial, said nothing. And he was found not guilty, even though he was. Okay? You have the right to remain silent. Why give information to them? When you saw in that form, that crypto question, you just put the rope around your neck. So what do you do with this problem? How do you solve this very difficult problem of yes or no on that digital asset question on the first page of 1040 form that you must sign under oath, under penalty of perjury? Well, let's go talk about the law now, okay? Before we get to the law, let's do a little quick overview here. Here's Forbes tells you very simply that about crypto taxes are generally based on 2014 IRS ruling that determined cryptocurrency should be treated as a capital asset like stock or bonds rather than currency, okay, like dollars or euros. Okay, well, let's go take a look at this IRS notice 2014-21 they talk about. That says this notice describes how existing general tax principles apply to transactions using virtual currency. Okay, now let's go on. And how is the virtual currency treated for federal tax purposes? According to IRS, for federal tax purposes, virtual currency is treated as property like stocks, bonds, or real estate, right? That's what, again, Investopedia reminds us that when stock shares or any other taxable investment assets are sold, capital gains or profits are referred to as having been realized. Cryptocurrency is the same way, subject to capital gains income tax. Remember, capital gains tax is a income tax, not just a separate category of tax. Now, let's go now further to this form, capital gains and losses, Schedule D, that they want you to attach to a 1040 income tax confession draft form. But let's move on now to law a little bit more specifically. You're going to love this part. Hang in there. I know it's taking longer. It's going to get a little bit complex, but it'll be well worth your time if you watch this thing, because I'm going to break down the confusion and simplify it for you. Okay? Here we go now to Code of Federal Regulations. This is U.S. Treasury regulations of the federal tax laws. Okay? CFR 1.1-1, income tax on individuals. Okay? What does it say? Well, it recognizes that Section 1 of the code, the Internal Revenue Code, imposes an income tax on income of every individual who's a citizen or resident of the United States. We're going to cover that right now. Later we'll come back to second half, which says that, and to the extent provided by Section 871B or 877B on the income of a non-resident alien individual. So let's go with the first half. I'm going to show you laws now from U.S. government's official legal website at uscode.gov. The United States Code that you see I'm going to show you is prepared by the Office of the Law Revision Council of the U.S. House of Representatives. This is the official social law that everybody must go, the judges and lawyers, to read and understand the law correctly. So this is Section 1, tax imposed, that everybody knows, that you just saw the regulations talked about. Yes, it does impose income tax on U.S. citizens. Yes, U.S. What does U.S. mean is the key to this riddle. Okay? So here we are, folks. Section 1, maximum capital gains rate. It's in H. They're talking about net gain from any taxable year imposed by this section for capital gains. Okay, fine. But now we're going to go to section 7701 at uscode.house.gov. This is the official website of U.S. government that laws are published for the whole world to know, right? uscode.house.gov. From Title 26, Internal Revenue Code, section 7701, definitions. A, when used in this title, what title are they speaking about? Title 26, the Internal Revenue Code. This is what they're referring to, the online version. They don't print them like that anymore. This is my old 2006 book to show you. But online actually is easier, okay? They define all kind of terms that do not need any defining whatsoever, but they want to give it a specific, clear definition. We're going to go down to United States and state. The term United States, when used in a geographical sense, well, that's what we want to know, what land area United States covers, right? Includes only the states and the District of Columbia. All right? Well, how about the term state? State shall be construed to include the District of Columbia, which is not even a state. It's the seat of the federal government. It's a territory, okay? So when you add up the state and United States, what do you get? State is DC, and United States is DC plus states, which is DC, by the way, singular and plural mean the same thing. 2 DCs, so that's 1,000 DCs. They add up the same thing, to District of Columbia. So yes, United States citizens that gotta pay income tax are District of Columbia citizens. Yes, not you, the people of the 50 states. Isn't that fantastic? That 10 for income tax form is not a 50 state United States individual income tax form. It is a District of Columbia individual income tax form. Now, I know you're going to say, Peymon, come on. Everybody knows the 50 states are clearly implied in definitions of United States and state. Nope, not according to the United States Supreme Court. Here's Stenberg versus Carhart, a U.S. Supreme Court case in year 2000. They talk about definitions. Okay, when a statute or law includes an explicit definition, like the ones you just saw, they give it a clear definition, right? We must follow that definition, even if it varies from that term's ordinary meaning. The ordinary meaning of the 50 states, United States meaning 50 states, is out the window. You got to go by what they specifically list in there. And the court continues. It is axiomatic, self-evident, or obvious that the statutory or legal definition of the term excludes unstated meanings of that term. Yes, unstated meanings of the 50 states are not there. They are excluded from definition of the term United States that you see there. You see Iowa on there? Florida, New York, Texas? No, that's on purpose. They are not there. I'm going to show you now a unanimous U.S. Supreme Court tax case 9-0. Gould versus Gould came in 1917. Still valid, good law. And here's what the court is the holding conclusion of the U.S. Supreme Court. They say, in the interpretation or understanding of statutes, laws, levying taxes, in understanding laws that impose taxes, it is the established rule, well known, not to extend their provisions by implication or implying beyond the clear import of the language used, but what the language of law clearly shows, or to enlarge the operations of the tax laws so as to embrace or include matters not specifically pointed out. If it's not specifically pointed out, it's not there. Again, the United States and states do not have any of the 50 states listed. Therefore, they're not there. It is that simple. That's a great news for you. It gets even better. The Supreme Court says that in case of doubt, if you have any doubt, you're not sure, well, I don't know, maybe 50 states are there, they, meaning tax laws, are construed, which means interpreted or understood, most strongly against the government's power to tax and in favor of the citizen not being taxed. There it is, folks. 9-0 U.S. Supreme Court case. You know, you are free. Any doubt goes not just against the government, not just strongly against the government, but most strongly against the government. Yes. Now, it's going to get a little bit more complex, but hang in there, folks. You're going to like this. I'm going to give you the minutiae, the second part now, to make it clear for you. The other part that I referred to earlier, okay? And the other part, second part, this says, to the extent provided by Section 871B or 877B on income of non-resident alien individuals. So I'm going to cover these things. What is a non-resident alien individual? We have to cover that issue, okay? First, I'm going to go show you something else I got to relate to. We're going to come across this term called trader business, okay? It's a very important term. So look at this. They got a definition for this trader business. You will see. The term trader business includes the performance of the functions of a public office. Remember that. We're going to come back to this thing because that also will relate down the road, okay? Let's continue onwards right now. Non-resident alien is also defined in Section 87701 definitions as well, way down there, okay? Here we go down further. Non-resident alien. Now I'm going to tell you something different you didn't know about. America is not a country. We are 50 countries in a union. United States, United Countries. Just like in Europe, there's the European Union. Germany, France, Italy are part of the European Union, and we are part of the American Union. That's what the president every year gives the State of the Union address. That's why corona lockdowns were done state by state, country by country. Florida, Texas, California are all countries with their own legislature that makes laws. That's why you have traffic laws are different in every state. Your car has a plate from your country. Like my plate is from Florida on my car. Okay? Each state has its own governor that heads up the executive branch to execute the laws, and a judiciary and a Supreme Court to interpret the laws. That's right. America is 50 countries plus one country, the District of Columbia, the 51st country, which the states created when they founded the U.S. Constitution. There was the Constitution for this new government called Washington, D.C., and gave it Washington, D.C. to be independent of the states, not under the thumb of any
Hopefully
of the
you won't
states,
have any
13 states at the
lightning
time,
strike that cuts
and they
off
told them you
just-
could do whatever you want in their land. So
Oh.
United States, usually to us, it means the 50 states as a collection of them, or it means all the 50 states in relation to foreign countries like Russia, China, Iran, Egypt. But the third United States is the District of Columbia and its land and territories that the federal government was given complete authority to do what it wants to do. So I am from Florida. I'm a Florida citizen. I'm a non-resident alien to Texas, California, all the 50 states, all the world, and Washington, D.C., the District of Columbia. And so are you. Every one of you is a non-resident alien to Washington, D.C. because you do not reside in D.C. and you're alien to D.C., right? Just like me. So with that understanding, look at the definition, because you know United States means what? Means D.C., District of Columbia. So here we go. Non-resident alien is defined
To start your
as
show now.
an individual if such individual is neither a citizen of the United States nor a resident of the United States, which means D.C., within the meaning of subparagraph A. Subparagraph A right here, right? An alien shall be treated as a resident of the United States. Okay? Again, but the term United States and all this, we know means, that's right. It means D.C. That's right. So you are non-resident of D.C. You don't an alien to D.C. Now that you got that, now we can get to the solution and clarity a little bit more. Hang in there, folks. I'm getting done pretty soon. So here now we're going to go over section 877B that was mentioned earlier. 877B is about expatriation to avoid tax. That's referred to somebody who gives up their U.S. citizenship for tax purposes, becomes a citizen of Belize, Costa Rica, some foreign country. Well, that doesn't apply to most of you anyhow, so don't even worry about it. Even though United States means only D.C., refers to those people, right? Not the 50 states person. If you give up your D.C. citizenship. Let's go now to the other section mentioned here. Section 871 that CFR 1.1 mentioned, right? So that has an interesting heading. Tax on non-resident alien individuals. Okay. That's tax on who? Tax from someone who's not from D.C. You don't live or reside in D.C., therefore you're a foreigner to D.C. Remember, okay, United States means D.C. And remember, trade or business means performance functions of a public office, as I showed you earlier. Remember that too? Now let's look at the tax. It's like a CIA secret code, folks. I have to unravel it for you. Hang in there. But you're going to love this. Okay? Section 871, down further in B, okay, it tells us income tax connected with D.C. business graduated rate of tax. So here we're going to read the word United States, read District of Columbia. You read trade or business, read performance and functions of public office, federal public office, because the federal government is in D.C. With that understanding, we're going to read this section correctly, decode it. They deliberately, folks, confuse you with these definitions at the end hidden so you don't get it. Okay? So here's the truth you're going to see for yourself. Imposition of tax. A non-resident alien individual. Someone not from D.C. It could be from Florida, Texas, any of the 50 states. Engage in performance of functions of public office within District of Columbia, within D.C. during a taxable year shall be taxable as provided in Section 1 or 55 on his taxable income, which is effectively connected with the conduct of, performance and functions of public office within DC. Wow. How do you like that, folks? That is, if you work for the FBI, Department of Injustice, CIA, any federal agency, you live outside of DC. You live in Virginia, Maryland, but you go travel and work in DC. Within DC, you gotta pay income tax. The rest of us don't. See, without decoding this section looks like it applies, to somebody else. Okay? It does. It applies to you perhaps, but it doesn't. Now, let's continue on to a 1040 form. So as you see here, this form does not apply to you. Okay? This form applies to citizens and residents of Washington, D.C., which you are not one. So, whether your income is from cryptocurrency, capital gains from stocks, bonds, real estate, rental income, wages, salaries, royalties, any kind of money, if that money is not taxable because you did not earn it, you're not from D.C., you're from one of the 50 states. So you never owed anything at all on your cryptocurrency gains. They tricked you to believe that you have to fill out that 1040 form. You have to put that digital asset question and put the rope around your neck and face going to prison for 9 years, or be audited by us relentlessly and harassed and robbed by the IRS, because it's very difficult to do all the accounting work to show your cost basis of your cryptocurrency, especially if you exchange different cryptocurrency with each other and cash. It's a nightmare, right? You can avoid all of these problems. You can avoid the cryptocurrency trap by not filling out the 1040 income tax confession form, because you never had to. It never applied to you. And your CPA, your tax attorney, that's supposed to be the expert, to be such an expert, how come he did not know any of these things I showed you? Obviously he's not, because they don't teach these things in accounting school or law school. They're just taught to make you a slave and make money off of you, making you a slave. You're the IRS money, you go to prison, not them. They're profiting from your misery. So stop that, folks. Do not fill out that 1040 form at all, okay? It does not belong to you. It's not for you. No student of Freedom Law School that has come to Freedom Law School clean, stop filing and paying income taxes with Freedom Law School first, and stayed with Freedom Law School has ever gone to federal tax prison. And I've done this program for over 22 years, since 2001. So what you want to do, go to the link below. There's a link below to go to Freedom Law School's website, freedomlawschool.org. And there's 7 steps you can take, folks, to simply free yourself of IRS deception, which leads to fear by them deceiving you, making you afraid. Now, you're going to go to CPA and tax attorney, be a slave. Okay, let's rob me. That's okay. I'll sign that form under oath. I don't want to. I don't understand it. I trust you. Even though I don't want to sign that form that you claim you owe the IRS money on that 1040 form. That's how they get you. You become a slave and robbed. You're going to free of all that. If you go now, continue your education, go to freedomlawschool.org. All you have to do now is go to the link below, take you to Freedom Law School, go through the 7 steps. As you drive in your car, yes, in your car, I know you will not make the time to watch the 7 steps on your own at home watching on your monitor. I know that, and you know that. So how do you do it? Put your smartphone in your car, connect it to your audio system if you want to. Listen to the videos as you keep your eye on the road and drive safely. Go through the videos 2 or 3 times to really get it. When you get home, lunch or dinner or at work, then you can put it up again as you're eating. See the law for yourself that, oh wow, everything Peymon is telling here from Freedom Law School is law. It's not his opinion. It is the law on U.S. government's official legal websites and normal reports. So that way, your deception's gone. You're no longer afraid. Just like me, you can be smiling with confidence and be free, not file and pay income tax on your cryptocurrency or any of your income of any sort whatsoever. Be free and take part, join hand with other freedom-minded Americans like yourself if you want. Yes, together join hands. We're much more powerful and get our country back. Have America be a free country once again. Folks, I can take a horse to water, but I cannot make it drink. I love for every one of you to be free. I love every one of you, and I want you to be free. But I cannot do that for you. You have to choose, instead of listening to music in your car, or talk radio, or whatever, or silence, use that drive time to de-brainwash, educate, and empower yourself to be free. So empower yourself to be free by going to Freedom Law School right now. The link is also below in the description. I don't see myself. Okay, folks, we're back now to answer your freedom questions that you may have about the Freedom Hour topic or any freedom topic that you wish, especially those related to the IRS and taxation. Now, I want you to know that we have an event coming up. Actually, we don't have an event. We're going to be at the Bitcoin 2024 event in Nashville, Tennessee. It's coming up this Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. It's going to be a big major event, and President Trump will be speaking there Saturday as well. The big main hall is 10,000 capacity place. It's going to be packed. Okay, they already sold over 12,000 tickets. So if you can't be there at the Bitcoin 2024. It's Bitcoin 2024.b.tc in Nashville. I will not be there myself, but other people will be there for Freedom Law School to come ask questions. And those of you who are now into cryptocurrency, I would suggest you look it up. It is, in my opinion, the money of the future. That's right. Go to YouTube if you want anywhere and type in Bitcoin for Dummies and get an introduction to how Bitcoin works and cryptocurrency, how it works, so you can get ahead of other people who do not know about cryptocurrency and don't have any. It's going to go up higher and higher and higher. So with that, I'm going to take your questions now one person at a time. And the number's on your screen. If you have a question, call area code 760. Let's put the call number on the screen because you have all. Here we go. 657-383-1755. And on your telephone keypad, you press 1, and I will take your questions in turn. The number to call again is 657-383-1755. 888-383-1755. And on your telephone keypad, you press 1, and I'll take your question. After the call we have right now, the first one from area code 469. So call from area code 469. Please give me your first name, how you heard about Freedom Law School, and then your question, please.
469. Please give me your first name.
And turn your computer down, okay, so you can hear me only through Blog Talk Radio. Oh, if you have an echo. I hear echo myself because you have your computer.
And turn your computer down. Okay.
Turn your computer down, area code 469 caller, so you don't hear it here. And then you can speak. I can hear you good. Ask your question. Turn it down even more, all the way down. Please turn your computer down, the volume all the way down. Listen to me only through the system.
Can you hear me?
I do hear you. What is your name?
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Can you hear me now?
I heard you always. What is your first name, honey?
Can you hear me?
Yes, you don't hear me. You have a sound problem, looks like, on your end. I do hear you just fine.
Okay.
Okay. What's your name? Hello? What's your name, hon?
I can't hear you. Can you hear me?
I do hear you. I hear you.
Can you hear me?
Okay. Yes, I do hear you, but you don't hear me.
My name is May.
And how did you hear about Freedom Law School?
Can you hear me? Hello?
Yes, I do hear you. And how did you hear about Freedom Law School? You don't hear me. You have a sound problem. Okay. All right. Well, check your sound. You have a problem hearing me on your sound system. Please see if you can fix that so I can take your question.
I can't hear you.
You can't hear me now? Or you cannot?
Okay.
Okay. Call back. That may be fixed. Okay. So while she's trying to fix her call situation, hopefully call back, let me just tell you guys a little bit about cryptocurrency and Bitcoin for those of you who don't know that much about it. Basically, it's a money where units of agreed labor or talent or gifts that everybody has, we agree to use it as exchange for our labor and talents. That's all everything is. Someone, whether you dig a ditch, print a book, sell a book, okay, put videos together, do construction, sell insurance, it all takes your time and talent. So we agree to use this thing amongst ourselves. And because it's on a decentralized computer system, blockchain it's called, okay, it's honest. So it's not a situation where the banks and governments get to make money out of thin air by fraudulent scam loans and lend it out to the people or government at interest. That's how currently the money system in America and the Western world and most of the world works. The banks literally make loans out of thin air to you or governments or businesses and corporations, and they charge interest on money that was created out of fraud. Yes, literally fraud. But with that money, they have bought the politicians that allow them to do this thing. So they keep this thing going. And of course, to change politicians, you need to elect people that actually represent the people. But without money, you cannot support candidates that represent the people. So the crooks that work for the big banks end up most often winning. Majority of the lawmakers, unfortunately, are the horse for the big banks that pay for the election and re-election campaign of the politicians. So that's why Bitcoin was created, was the first thing, unit of agreement amongst people to agree amongst each other to trade. And Ethereum was another one, came up with very successful, very good crypto. And everybody else is trying to be the next Bitcoin, next Ethereum. There's thousands of these cryptos out there now. But Bitcoin, of course, is a big one, the first one, the granddaddy of them all. And Ethereum is the second one because it has a lot of good uses. You can attach contracts to Ethereum and conditions. Like before I sell you this, you give me the product. You can make that conditional arrangements with Ethereum that with Bitcoin you cannot do. So with that, let's put the number on the screen one more time. If you have a question, folks, I'll be happy to take your call. This is summertime, our slow season. So this is the best time if you have questions to ask it now. Although most of your questions should be answered, if not all of them almost, on our website, freedomlawschool.org. So, okay, she's back, the caller. Let's see, the call from area code 469. May, you're live with Freedom Law School. Go ahead and speak. Tell me how I heard about Freedom Law School, and then your question, please.
Okay, you know my name, May, and I heard about you on television. Well, not television, but computer when I was over the computer.
On the internet. Do you remember, was it on a Rumble channel, YouTube, Facebook, Odyssey, some interview that was done by me? How did you hear about us? Do you remember or no?
No, it was what's the popular one that everyone listened to? YouTube.
Okay. Very good. And how may I help you, May? What is your question?
Okay. My question is, I am a retired United States Air Force Reserve veteran.
Okay. And continue, please.
And well, there's a little bit of a delay, so that's why I waited. As a veteran, we're supposed to get benefits, health insurance benefits, and we do get them up until the time that we are old enough to draw Social Security. So if I don't buy the Plan B, then they would cancel my insurance, and I wouldn't be able to have my veterans insurance. So is there anything that can be done about that or not?
That is beyond my purview of expertise. I do not know much about how to apply for socialist government programs. That's not what I know about, because I discourage people from participating in socialistic government programs. So although you can do these things, I'm afraid I'm not able to give you some specific advice, because that's not my area of specialty. What I can help you with is not to file and pay income taxes legally and safely. And then by doing so, you have choices that you don't have right now, because you have extra money to put on your health care or other care that you want of your choosing, not be dependent on the government. So I encourage you to consider focusing your attention on keeping more of your money in your pocket, May, and then you decide what you want to do. Basically, I don't trust the government, this medical mafia. They're the same people that murdered many people with the corona jab. So I don't trust them. If I fall from a balcony, break my bones, sure. Take me to a hospital, put me back together. That's fine. But other than some physical injury like that, their solution is just more chemicals, which are illegal to give to you, unless a human being, which is especially permitted to put those dangerous chemicals in your body called a medical doctor approves that giving to you. And I don't believe that's a solution we should be looking at. We should rely more on natural remedies because they actually do work in harmony with God's laws of nature. Do you have any other questions I may be able to assist you with?
No, that's it.
All
Thank
right.
you very much.
You're most welcome, May. All right. I'm going to put the number on the screen one more time. If anybody has any questions, I'm happy to answer it for you. Otherwise, we'll end the Freedom Hour question and answer session. The number to ask questions is 657-383-1755. On your telephone keypad, you press 1, and I'll be taking your question right now. Dial 657-383-1755. And on your telephone keypad, you press 1, and I will take a question next. Okay? All right. We have another caller from area code 306. All right, my friend, you're live from area code 306. Give me your first name, how you heard about us, and then your question, please.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
I'm calling you from Greece, actually.
Say your
I have
name
a
again.
quick question. U.S. Violeta. Violet.
Say your first name one more time, please.
It's V-I-O-L-E-T. Violet, like the flower.
Oh, Violet, of course. The beautiful violet flower, yes. And how did you hear about Freedom Law School, Violet?
Thank you. Actually, my brother sent me the link on Messenger. I think you got it from Odyssey, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. You're
So my
too
question
close
is
to your
the following.
microphone, Violet.
US
Go step away a little bit
Yeah,
from your
very
speaker because you cannot hear you very well. Have more distance between your speaker and
Okay.
you so I can hear you better. Go ahead, Violet. What's your question?
The question is about U.S. citizens living abroad. Do you have to file like taxes every year? And if you don't, you have penalties, you have problems? Because this is what I was informed about.
Well, Violet, did you get to see my presentation that I gave this evening?
I wasn't able to know because I couldn't connect.
Okay. The only people by law, as published on U.S. government's official legal websites, have to file and pay income tax are citizens and residents of Washington, D.C., no matter where you are on earth. So if you're from Washington, D.C., you could be in Egypt, China, Russia, France, okay, or Brazil. You have to file income tax on your money worldwide. If you're not from Washington, D.C., like from the 50 states, you're not. They use the term United States and have you believe they mean the ordinary meaning of United States, which is the 50 states, United States in America. But in tax law, when they use the term United States, as I cover in my videos, in Internal Revenue Code, in federal tax laws, that is only the District of Columbia. D.C. citizens and residents gotta pay income tax, not anybody from the 50 states. Any other question? Violet, do you have any more questions?
Even if you don't have income from the U.S. or any assets in the U.S., I mean, you're employed in another country
Violet,
and you pay
stop.
taxes there.
Stop. I cannot hear you, number one. Number two, look, it's simple. I know it's hard to believe, get your head, wrap your head around it. But if you're not from Washington, D.C., in tax law, you don't have to pay income tax. The United States definition is District of Columbia in tax law, not the 50 states. Got it? Doesn't matter what kind of money. Doesn't matter where you make it from. Are you from D.C.? If you are, you have to pay. If you're not from D.C., you don't pay that Washington, D.C. tax. Understood?
Okay. Thank you very much.
Go to our website, freedomlawschool.org. And as you drive, listen to
will.
videos on there. Okay, it's all explained to you right there from U.S. government's official legal websites. All right, Violet, and I wish you lots of freedom and prosperity. We have 3 more callers. We have one from area code.
Thank you very much. Bye.
You're welcome. My pleasure, Violet. Area code 305. Area code 480. And one from area code 952. From area code 305 caller, please give me your first name. I heard about Freedom Law School, and then your question, please.
Yes, good afternoon. My name is Derek, and I heard about you on the Laura Loomer show approximately about 2 months ago. And ever since that show, I've been watching your Rumble videos every time I get an opportunity. I haven't had the chance to do the 7 steps as of right now, but I plan on doing it because I'm pretty much working full time, and I'm just doing a lot of overtime. But I do have some time over this week to look over the 7 steps. And I came to the little link where it says application, and if I don't have the money up front to pay for the how does the payment system work? Do they allow you to pay once you enroll within 2 payments or 3 payments, or how does it work?
You can make up to 5 payments, and the first payment should be at least 25% of your membership, and the minimum membership is $2,000. So your first payment could be as low as $500.
Okay, that sounds good. So I'll go ahead and break it into four different payments, 25% each. So that should work out just fine. Just like I said, your information is very liberating. Especially for those who get that 1099 when it comes to capital gains, because I have paid my portion of 1099 capital gains, and it's been steep. So it's very liberating. And I'm looking forward to joining. And I will make my payments in 4 different phases.
All right, very good. Do you have any other questions, Derek? Is that it?
No, I'm good.
Okay,
I just gotta finalize the 7 steps. So I have a couple days vacation this week, so I'll be getting that out the way.
Okay. Very good, my friend. Congratulations.
Oh, in addition to that, just to finalize, I'm the one that always replies to you on Twitter, with the username Ballot Ranger.
Oh, okay. All right. Ballot Ranger, you said?
Yeah, Ballot Ranger on Twitter. I always reply to your little to little messages that you post on Twitter.
Very good.
On X.
Very good, my friend. Thank you for letting me know that. I appreciate that, Derek. All right, my
You're
friend.
welcome, sir.
We got more callers. One from 480 and 952. 480 caller, you are next. Please give me your first name, how you heard about Freedom Law School, and then your question, please.
Hi, my name is Chris. I called in a few weeks ago. I saw you on TikTok. Someone was promoting you. Recently, I just filed exempt. My paychecks are much bigger. I was just wondering, are you going to upload this episode so we can watch it later? I logged in about an hour too late due to Arizona time. I thought it was 5.
Yes. We always put up these videos on Odyssey, on Rumble, on different platforms. Yes, we should be having them up probably tomorrow you think we'll have them up? Yeah, but
okay.
Tomorrow we'll have it up, my friend, the episode you just saw.
All right, awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. Thank you, Chris, for calling. Sure. The number to call, if you want to be added to a list of people with questions, is, we're going to put it on the screen, area code 657-383-1755. On your telephone keypad, you press 1. And we'll take a question after the next caller from area code 952. Again, call 657-383-1755. And on your telephone keypad, you press 1, and I'll take you after the 952 area code caller. You are live. Give me your first name, how you heard about Freedom Law School, and then your question, please.
Hi, my name is Tracy, and I heard about you on Dr. Carrie Madej's show.
Very good. And how may I help you?
We have already sent in our petitions to Congress and done the 7 steps per se, and I did receive a response back from 2 of the congressional people, and so I was just wondering, is there a response that I should be giving back to them, because they didn't really answer the question.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they just ignore you. They don't address the questions because they can't. And they're too busy raising money for their next re-election campaign than pay attention to the constituents, the people like you that they're supposed to represent. So, but they did not refute you. So there's conclusion right there in front of you that you obviously are right. Because if you were wrong, they could have easily said, you're wrong. But they didn't, because they cannot. Very good. You are free. Congratulations, Tracy.
Correct. All right. I have one other question, and I don't know if that's something you can answer in this session here or not.
Go ahead.
I know before you had said that you have become a state national and so forth. I understand the aspects of that, and then also the aspects
You
of
go
this
in and
of
out.
being
Please
free from.
stay close to your microphone, same distance. You go in and out. Stay same distance from your microphone.
Okay.
You go in and out. Go ahead.
So my question was about the fact that you had become a state national previously, and I understand the aspects of that, and then also what we're doing here with the income tax that is unlawful. Are there aspects that we should also think about addressing within being a state national and our sovereignty that way and with our children?
You and I, George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, were always citizens of our state, U.S. national, U.S. citizens, state national. It's, these people that are making a big deal out of that are plain wrong. Okay, your citizenship is not a question. That's not the issue. The issue is they define for tax purposes, they define the United States to mean Washington, D.C. It's like this. If they pass a law that you must leash your cat when you take it for a walk, but the law says that a cat is a dog, guess what? You have to leash your dog. Even though they use the term cat, cat means dog. So you must leash your dog, not your cat. Because the term cat in the law is defined as dog. Okay? That's how they deceived you. The term U.S., United States citizens, for nationality purposes means citizen of one of the 50 states united. That's fine. Nothing wrong with that. I am one, you're one. I'm also a citizen of the country, state of Florida. We're also both U.S. nationals. That's not the issue. That's fine. It's for tax purposes. They have unique definitions. Yep. For example, for FICA or Social Security taxes, United States does not mean the 50 states or the District of Columbia. It means Puerto Rico, Virgin Islands, Guam, and American Samoa. Why? Because they can. For oil taxes, petroleum, United States means all the 50 states and all the U.S. territories and lands, as well as the continental shelf, even foreign trade zones. So you got to get that. They define things in a certain way. You got to go by their definition. Understood?
Yes. Is there an aspect of which we should also maybe write a letter to the IRS
No.
in doing this? Or not?
You
just
should not write the
or-
IRS. That's the dumbest thing you could do. You're going to attract attention
Okay.
to yourself. You're saying, IRS, hi, I'm one of those patriots for freedom like January 6th. You want to nail me? I'm volunteering. I'm making myself known to you. Please assign me an agent to come after me and talk to me. Why would you want to do that?
Exactly.
Why would you want to talk to the bulldog? Talk to the bulldog's owner, the Congress of the United States. They write the laws. They have oversight control over agencies that they create, the taxes they create. They're the ones that are allowing the IRS to misapply the tax that belongs to people in Washington, D.C., to the people of the 50 states. So do not write to the IRS unless you want to potentially come after you. Anything else?
Mm-hmm. Nope, that was it.
Very good. Thanks for asking.
Thank you.
You're most welcome, Tracy. We now have a call from area code 281. 281, call you live with Freedom Law School. Please give me your first name, how you heard about Freedom Law School, and then your question, please.
Yes, sir. My name is Tyler, and I heard about you on a job site here in California a while back. Said you could help me out if we ever get in trouble. So, sure enough, I got a knock at the door last night, and it was the mailman wanting me to sign a certified letter from the IRS. And of course, I opened it up. They wanted a $37,000 due immediately.
Well,
I wasn't sure where to go from there.
I'm not a magician any more than your doctor on the phone with an unseen letter telling you what to do. I got to see the letter, okay? So what you want to do is to email or fax or US mail us the letter that you got and let us know that it's for we have it here. Oh, I have it here. You did send it to us, okay? Let me see what you got. Final balance due reminder. Notice of intent to seize, levy your property or rights to property, okay, for $37,000. Let's see, what year is this for? For year 2023. Did you file a 1040 form about for year 2023 with the IRS? Hello? Tyler, did you file a 1040 form with the IRS for 2023? Tyler, are you there? I don't hear you. Okay. I don't hear Tyler. Well, I'm guessing you did. Yeah, you probably did. So that's why you owe them the money. You confess under oath on that 1040 form. You owe them all that money and you didn't pay them. Do not make that mistake again. Do not fill out a 1040 income tax confession trap form ever again, because you tell them that you owe them money. That's the bottom line. It's that simple. Okay? So that's simple. Sorry, you made that mistake. Someone deceived you. Accountant, CPA, okay, on television. But do not do that for 2024 anymore. All right? Okay, looks like that's all the people with questions we have for tonight. I'm going to give the number one more time in case anybody else has any more questions. 657-383-1755. On your telephone keypad, you press 1, and I will take your question next. 657-383-1755. On your telephone keypad, you press 1, and I'll take your question next if you have a question. If not, remember, okay, you can always call Freedom Law School, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Time Zone weekdays, and we'll do our best to answer your questions and guide you through our website, freedomlawschool.org. The information that is there for free to help you help yourself. Be free. Be 100% income tax free If that's what you want, it's available for free at freedomlawschool.org. You can do that on your own. If you want us to be there to back you up 100%, give you unlimited consultation, unlimited help, pay attorneys if necessary, okay, make sure you don't go to prison. We fight for you. All the paperwork is done for any IRS issues and state tax agencies for you at no extra charge. We win. And even if we were to lose, the IRS takes your money, $10,000 or $100,000, will reimburse you 100%. We'll be reimbursed. Whatever the IRS takes from you, join the Restore Freedom Plan. This time you keep 70% for you, yes, and 30% to our Restore Freedom Plan. To get all that protection, again, you have choices for you to make. We have another call right now from area code 503. You're live, my friend, from area code 503. Please give me your first name, how you heard about Freedom Law School, and then your question.
Peymon, my name's Dan, referred by Joe Bannister, and I'm referring back to the previous gentleman that was on the call. Just a question concerning that. Where people file the 1040, because there's a lot of people out there filing 1040s, not realizing that they don't have to. Is there anything that they can do to get out of that? That filing that that 1040 IRS tax form confession trap? Is there anything that can be done? Like, can they say, "Hey, I didn't realize this," or that, or do you have a video on that?
No. You could potentially do that, but it's also very risky. It may work, may not work. If it doesn't work, IRS may come after you for the taxes, even more so, and fine you $5,000 each time you try to change that amount that you confessed to previously to the IRS to zero. So I recommend that because I don't want to be responsible for getting you into that situation. You say, Peymon, fix it. You got me into this, fix it. No. I'd just rather say, let bygones be bygones. Let's go from here forward. We're going to do things right. Stop your employer from stealing from your paycheck. It's free at freedomlawschool.org. Do that. Stop the robbery out of your paycheck to begin with. And then you start filing 1040 income tax confession forms, and you owe the IRS nothing. That's the best way to go, in my opinion. Anything else, Dan?
No, that was the basic question right there in a nutshell. Just a lot of people out there, they still going to file that 1040 form, not realizing it because they hear through the grapevine, they sing the same song that the rest of the canaries in the coal mine wind up singing, and a lot of little boys and a lot of little girls out there are going to make that mistake, and unfortunately continue making that mistake, and get excited about not having to file and pay, but not realizing that they missed that one step, they missed the key to the key being not filing that confession trap, the 1040 tax form. That's the key to everything, is not filing that. So that was the basic question. I appreciate everything you do as always.
Well, my friend, you're welcome. And then go to our website. It's all there for you. And tell someone else, folks. Tell your family members first, your friends, your coworkers. Give everybody you know, everybody you love, a chance to be free, folks. The information is there for free. I can't even give it away. Okay? It's free. So love somebody. Text it to your people that you know and love. Email it to them. Call us. We'll give you our Restore Freedom brochure. We mail it to you at no charge to pass it to other people. We'd be happy to even pay you if people join our Restore Freedom Plan, but make sure you put your information down here at the bottom, okay? Your personal contact information, so we can know that you're one that referred them and reward you for that. So thank you for calling. I appreciate you, Dan. Looks like that's all we got for tonight. Questions. So with that, folks, thank you. I appreciate your support and love. Remember, folks, love somebody. By sharing Freedom Law School's website, okay, you're doing an act of love for them, and you helping America be a free country while you live free, and we'll be happy to pay you at the same time. What a win-win way to go. So share Freedom Law School with others. I'll be back with you next Tuesday night for another session of Freedom Law School's